Okay, useful utilities. This is part 3 of week 8, Unix shell scripting and utilities. It's cis204, Johnson County Community College. Okay, useful utilities. So, there's a couple of things out here, apropos, arch, and at. So let me do this. I'll do a man-k bash and pipe it to less. Okay. So bash is the born-again shell. Bash built-ins are built-in commands. Bash bugs, report a bug. Built-ins, okay. DH bash completion, that's completions. Install bash completions. RBash is restricted bash. Okay, that's fun. But what does apropos do? Well, let's take a peek. Apropos bash less. Same basic thing, right? Okay. So you've got another way of dealing with that. Let's try that arch command. Tells me what the architecture of the box is. It's x86 64-bit. So, let me do this. Let me VI AT test. Let's see if I've got an AT test out here. Okay, add a shebang line. It said we're going to append bin bash. Notice I did not. ls-l, right? That's all I wanted in this. Okay. Now, let me do a date. 10/22/34. Let's chmod this to 755 at test. And then let's do this again, date. Okay, at 10/23 at test. Well, and this is the fun thing. So at doesn't exist on my machine. Okay, I know how to fix that problem. So you got a little taste of some of the fun stuff that comes with this product. Okay, let me get to JCCC. Here we go. Get into here. So let's try this. Which at? Okay, let's clear this out. Let's do a date. ls, what have I got here? VI at test, right? Okay, a, bang, bin, bash, escape o, ls-l, escape zz. There we go. Let's do a date again, 34. Let's do this, chmod 755 at test. Let's issue the date command again. Let's do at 10/25 at test. Last token seen a, garbled time a. Okay. We'll do this. Syntax or last token seen a. Okay. Man at. Let's do this. At. So okay. Q. Okay. Let's do a date again. Job 38 set. Here's the problem. At requires input. I was using the at_bar test as an option, an argument to the command, but at looking for standard in. So I redirect standard in, which is this at test. So let's do a date command. I'm looking for 10/26/20, eh? Oh, mail? What the heck have I got mail for? That's the other thing about at. At sends its output to your mail. So at this point, I ran a job, that's an LSL job, that at_bar test. It created mail at 10/26, gave it to me. Now I can delete that, right? Okay, and let's quit out of this. Okay, mail. Double check, no mail. Okay, so I got rid of that. But you can see what happened here. So I had started out by trying to do an at on a machine that at wasn't located on. So then I came to a machine where I knew at was at, and I looked to make sure that it was there. Which at? Okay, there it is. So check the date, because this is going to execute a command at a given time. So I want to make sure I know what the date is. I want to list what I've got to make sure I'm not overwriting something I already created. I created the at_bar test file by doing a VI. I looked at the date again. I changed the permissions on the at_bar test file by using the chmod command and made it executable. Looked at the date again, then attempted to run the job at 10:25, not using the at_bar test as input, but as an argument. Came back, saw the garbled time, looked at the man page for at, which is what you would normally do. Then look at the date again, once I understood where I had made the mistake in my previous two attempts. Came back, ran at 10:26, and used input to the at command, the at_bar test command. That then ran. I looked at the date. Hey, it's 10:26, right? 20. Okay. And then it told me I had mail. And in the mail, there is the job. Output from your job 38, job 38, job 38. Did it really say job 38? Why, there it is. It said at test, job 38, scheduled for 10/26/2016. Output from your job 38, ls-l. Okay. Well, that was kind of entertaining. What's next? Binary calculator. So this is kind of interesting because I'm going to do a BC and I'm going to tell it when I'm done. And basically when it sees an end of file, it's done. So I'm going to do a scale equal 3. I'm going to do a 4.5 plus, what am I going to do here? 5.6 divided by 3 plus 5.6 divided by 3. And I'm going to then type EO file. In other words, I'm done. And it gives me 6.366. The scale is three places on the right of the decimal point. Okay, well that's special. Let's do Cal 2 2016. There's February's calendar with today's date handily noted. Okay, let me try this. Finger, dollar, log name, right? Okay, that's me. Hey, the directory, the shell, how long I've been on, how much time I've been idle, whether or not I have any mail, and whether or not I have a plan, of which I don't. CHFN -- help. The -- means it's a POSIX option, right? So usage, CHFN, options, -F, full name, -O, office phone number, office number, -P. So there's some more interesting stuff floating around. Chain shell, -L, CHSH. Those are the shells available. Notice there's no Z shell, but there is a K shell, a C shell, a 10x C shell, the no login, the bash, the shell, the no login again, the bash, and the shell. If you want to compare a couple of files, you build 2 files for grins and do a CMP, and it will look at them to see what the differences are. The diff will also do those. And there's a bdiff to look at the differences between binary files. Let me see if we can do a man diff. So compare files by line. Man bdiff. No, there's no bdiff. There is no bdiff because it's probably bdiff. Bdiff command helps in arguments. The bdiff exists. It depends on where you're at. So let's do this. Let me exit out of this and do a man bdiff. No, it's not loaded on this one either. Okay. It's used to identify the differences between 2 very big files. Okay, and I'd always thought that we were dealing with binaries. Oh man. Okay, so free, F-R-E-E, tells me how much memory is being used. If I type host, H-O-S-T, I can do a number of things. This gives me the basically the help for host. -A is all. -V or T. Let's see here. What do I really want to do? -T, -S, host. So that's another fun one. Let's get back here. This message will allow you to write a message to somebody sitting next to you, and you Control-C to exit out of that. You can do this no-hup, in other words, no hang-up, bash no-hup ls-l and put it in the background, exit, and then less the no-hup.out. The no-hup will continue to run even though you're no longer logged in, and it saves the information by default in the no-hup.out. So there's an octal dump od no-hup.out. Let's see what we've got. Let's do this. So let's create this bash, right? Actually, let me cd to my home directory. Do this. We'll go to bash. We'll do a no-hup ls-l. Put background, exit. You see no-hup ignoring input and appending output to no-hup.out. Okay. So let's less this no-hup.out. There it is. Cute. So let's do this. An octal dump on no-hup.out. That is a numerical reference of the LSL that we had earlier. So let's take a look at this just for grins. Octal dump help. So write an unambiguous representation, octal bytes by default, of file to standard output. So this is a way to look at the actual numerical representation of a file. So octal dump can be handy. Paste. So create 3 files with 5 lines in each. First file with a line number only, second file with a name, third file with whatever you like. In other words, within good taste, call them paste A, paste B, and paste C. And we'll do this in class, possibly. Paste will actually put those files together Each one of those files represents a column in the pasted file, the resulting file. So there's something called script. There's also strings and set TTY. If I want to look at ty-a, that shows me how this particular terminal is set up. This terminal session shows that it's 24 rows, in other words, rows, 80 columns, 80 characters wide, and a bunch of things on how to handle things. An interrupt is a control C, for instance. A quit is a control / and an erase is a control ? So you can see how this thing sets up, and you can see how this would be useful to you when you want to understand what input you can give the terminal to make it do what you want it to. Okay? Moving forward, man, sum, t, and transform. So that's out there. And then there's tty-s, tty, let's take a look at this. tty, that tells me where I'm at. tty-s didn't do anything. Okay. uname-a, uname-n. Let's do a man on tty and come back on that -s. Silent. Print nothing. Only return an exit status. Okay. Cool. Unique, which will take a look at the two files and tell you how they're dealing, what's going on there. Let's do a man unique. Unique, report or omit repeated lines. So there you go. Where is who? Man, where is? Locate the binary source and manual page files for a command. So I can do this, which, who, and you've seen me use which before. It's where it is. And who should tell me who's logged in. Me. Okay, since I'm on my machine. So I'm going to not discuss this because this will have changed by the time we get ready to deal with this. And we're going to be worried more about anything else. The most important thing at this point is we're going to do what is called a make and mend day. We're going to go through and review what we've done up to this point in class, and then we're going to make sure your after hours is to make sure you've caught up with your reading before we move into the next 8 weeks of the semester. So with that, I bid you adieu, and we'll see you next week.